Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the third episode of King City. Now, if you've missed the first two episodes and have any interest in seeing how we got here with the city, you can head over to my channel and take a look through the videos. Now, I'm just doing a little overview of how the city looks right now, and we finished last episode by kind of creating this little boulevard with the trees in the middle. And what I'm gonna do this episode, the first thing that I'm gonna take a look at is creating this linear park going from the street above and below the tree area. That's just an idea I got. I thought it would be nice to have this access that would lead you from the street above and this tree right now here into the trees in the middle, kind of like a park. And yeah, so that's what I'm gonna start doing here. So I'm kind of done with the overall shape of the park that I had in mind, and I do like how it turned out. The only little problem that I have is with the mature trees that you put down. As you're playing the game and just building the city, they tend to die out, and you're gonna see that towards the end of this episode when I've played the game for an hour or two, and you just end up with a bunch of dead trees, which is kind of annoying because you will kind of need to go back in and remove the dead ones and put all these new ones, but not necessarily all of them are dead, so you kind of gotta like go in and select the few that are and then leave the ones that are okay. I do wish the trees would just stay as is, because it does turn pretty ugly, to be honest. And the whole point that I wanted this area to be filled with trees, right? So when they do die out, it loses the whole character of the area that it had. But yeah, so we'll see how that's gonna go. I just placed one of the special buildings right here in front of the entrance to the park. I believe it's a restaurant, and I thought it would be nice to just have it facing the walkways. And here I just came across these like fountains and gazebos. First, I was gonna put fountains in the like where the park starts, but then I kind of like the gazebos, so I went in with two on each side. I thought it would be a little different, and I do put the fountains here in the inner side of the park. And I believe that's the last thing we do for these parks, and we're basically done. Um, so now I have the area kind of divided up into four different sections, and we will be developing all four sections this episode. And again, I'm just trying to go with different heights for the buildings, with exception to the one in the upper left one where we have the signature residential building. I go in with the Mediterranean architecture for that little area, and I do more trees there, but the rest we just go in with more dense apartments. Alright, so the demand for low-rise single-family homes is just, it's been high for the longest time now. So I kind of went up with the same layout of the neighborhood I did earlier to the left of this place, and thought I should just add some single-family homes here. Now, it is kind of hard for me to really know where I'm gonna place these neighborhoods, because I don't necessarily want them where it's it's in a very like dense area where the buildings are tall. It doesn't make sense, to be honest, and they take up a pretty large area. So I am trying to be mindful of that and stay away from the centers, if you would say, but that would also require more expansion um, out of the city, and I was kind of like hesitant to do that for now, just because I would need like a new highway or a lot of new roads leading out, and I was trying to just focus within this area for now. But I will end up doing that towards the second half of this episode, where we're gonna expand into more like a suburb area, and we're gonna add a new highway, which I just thought it would make sense to have, because you can't just rely on that single highway coming into the city. And yeah, pretty much. So we just went ahead and added this area, and I think it looks alright, and it's not like dead center in the city either. Now I'm back at this road with the parking on each side, and I was unsure of how I would develop the whole street, so I went in with the low density commercial. But oh my god, once the area finished, it was a nightmare, because you had parking on the street and all these low density commercial zonings, they have parking themselves, so it was just this huge area of parking on parking, and I couldn't stand it, to be honest. So I I will go ahead and change it into just a regular 4-lane road, but leave the low density commercial units on each side. And towards just the highway we have up there, I just try to add in some more low density and medium, not medium density, just low density with single family homes and maybe townhomes. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Like, I couldn't stand the street like that. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Double parking. Now I'm going in with road, the 4-lane road here, and guess what? I did not know you could use that little thing, the arrow thing, to just simply switch the road from one kind to another. So I went in trying to like go over it with the new road. Yeah, that was not fun. But I end up learning that down the road playing, and that's just such a blessing to have that little tool there. Yeah, so just some townhomes here, backing onto the highway. How fun. Just imagine all the noise. But to be fair, I do go in with the sound barriers on the highway just to help with the noise. But this little area here, was it here? No, it's not here. Never mind. Yeah, so these go in, and I do like how they look, and it makes sense to have them once you have like a highway going in through a residential area. Okay, so now we're going back to the area with the park, and we are going in for the first of the 4 sections. And we're not doing any like big roads here or anything. It's mostly going to be just streets or laneways that are dead end, and yeah, it's going to be a local area basically. Nothing you can like drive through and get somewhere else. And for this section, we are gonna go in with some tall buildings and some apartments. Most of the buildings are now built here, and we did go in with that little park, and I'm going with these seating areas just towards the entrance of the neighborhood. I thought it would be a nice place just to, chill, sit, I don't know, wait for someone. And yeah, that's with the first section almost done, and looks alright. I like how there's like a mix of height within with the buildings. I think it looks good. Now I did try to build a high density office tower here. I just wanted to see how it would look like and how tall it would get. But I do end up removing it from that location just because it just wouldn't fit in. And we're back in this area that we have built earlier in the episodes. I'm just going in with just adding some more apartments here, and some small high density ones and some medium density. I do like this area quite a lot too. Yeah, so this was the office building. It's just out of place. I feel like that would be a building in a downtown in a city, not necessarily this area of the city. Now back where we built the park, into the second section, I'm just laying down some laneways for the streets. And this one section, I am staying away from any dense or tall buildings, and I'm sticking to the Mediterranean architecture just because, again, we have used them like along the street, along the main street there, and where we put the signature building, it just looks different from the rest of the buildings in the game, the North American ones. So I just thought putting in the kind of low-rise Mediterranean ones and putting in more trees, it would make it look nicer and more fitting of that signature building. And now we're on to the third section. Again, I'm just doing one road that connects, and then the rest will be dead end streets again with some laneways. And here we're gonna do taller buildings, a mix of tall ones and medium density ones. And I have now moved this crematorium a good like 5 or 6 times because every place I put it, I decide that there's going to be either a road there or I'm going to build something. And for some reason, everyone in this game is constantly requesting for a hearse. So I don't know like how many people die in the game, to be honest. Like, we only have 70,000 people living here anyway, so. But yeah, we are doing a lot of smaller tiles, but high density. Just because I gotta eat away at the demand for that too. And then for the bigger tiles, I'm going in with either medium density apartments or the ones that are like mixed commercial and residential. Especially for the main streets, I usually tend to go with commercial, or at least buildings that have some sort of like stores or something at the bottom, just because that makes the most sense. So now we got the street that we built in the first episode here, and it's kind of just been sitting here ever since. Now I went in with the bus lanes, the dedicated bus lanes for this road specifically, because I am trying to build a college towards the north side here, and I will not be putting the bus network in this episode, but I just kind of wanted to prepare for it and just know how it's gonna look like, and pretty much be ready when I do want to put the network in. So that's probably gonna be next episode, where I do try to put in some sort of a bus network, at least for this area leading up to the college. Now, coming up with the layout of the campus, I did kind of go overboard in terms of the size of the place, but at the same time, I wanted to create this feeling that this is a campus rather than just like one college building. So that's what I was trying to achieve for the layout, and I will end up placing 3 of the college buildings here, uh, just to make it look like this is like a campus. And I really do like how the college building looks like, um, especially with the additions on either side. They make it look pretty legit. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So yeah, this is the first one that I put in, and I go in with 2 more again on each side. For the 2 buildings on either side, I'll just be doing one addition. Um, just the addition with the central building, just because I wanted the one that I put down first to be the main building, kind of, and then you would have these ones like supporting buildings. Here, I had a problem with the electricity of the city. There were quite a few bottlenecks that we had, and when I checked like the availability of electricity, we barely had any, so we were basically running out. So I went in here with what is this one? I'm not sure which one this one is, but I went in with a power plant here, and just added like a few extra roads, just connected that road that would end there, just to minimize the bottlenecks and just create like new routes for the electricity to be connected to the city. And here I ended up doing a little like underpass, which in reality is pretty weird to have, just leading into the residential area, but I had to do it to get rid of the issue. But yeah, back at the campus, so we just do the upgrades to the building itself, and I leave it as that. And yeah, so this is how the campus looks like size wise. And then I wanted to go in with some of the medium density apartments here, just to kind of mimic dorms in a college campus. But I think that's just a bit further down in the video. And we continue the bus lanes, the dedicated bus lanes, all throughout the campus. Because to be honest, this campus was one of the main reasons I put the bus lanes on that street in the first place. So yeah, I'm just going in with the medium density and then doing like 3 by 2 tiles of apartments. Do they look like dorms? I don't know, but I mean, I'm trying. So for the middle section of the campus, I'm just doing the street where you can only walk on, and I am doing some more dorms, if you would say, on these streets as well. These will be smaller, they're only 2 by 2. And I just thought it would make sense because no one really drives. If you're staying in a dorm at a campus, college, university, you're not going to be driving around. You're going to be walking everywhere. So we don't necessarily need cars to be traveling in the middle section there. And I just put 4 very small commercial buildings. They could be like food places or like a convenience store. Towards the main entrance of the campus down here, I did go in with some high density office zoning. Now, these could be offices related to the campus, or it just made sense for it to have some offices in the area because again, they could be related to the educational stuff or just the office that wants to be in close proximity to the campus. And I went in with just 2 of the parks from the game right in front of the main campus. Thought it would be nice just to have them there. And yeah, the offices, they're not that bad. Again, I go in with smaller tile sizes just because I don't want something enormous sticking up here. But I think it's nice going in from the main boulevard. You kind of have like these offices on either side. Now, a random thing that I ended up doing in the campus was I tried to add some more medium density apartments, like very small blocks, 2 by 2, just to kind of mimic the like another dormitory area. But once they were built out, I'm not too convinced that they look like dorms. And I did do a few commercial spaces right in front of them. I will leave it for now, just because I don't know how I feel about it, but we'll see. We'll see what will happen. So, speaking of expanding the city, now this is where I started thinking about that second highway that I was talking about. And I kind of thought if I go from up there and just buy the whole area towards the end of the map, it would make sense to have a highway that would lead out of the city. And yeah, I ended up doing it. So, I mean, again, it's not the most like complex highway or anything, but I just couldn't rely on that single highway coming into the city. It's jam packed already, and in order for me to expand like the suburbs a bit more and just expand the city as a whole, I thought I needed to go in with this second one. And we're going to be doing that for the next while. And I did go in and use my points to unlock the large intersections just because I really wanted to use one, to be honest. And yeah, we'll be doing that for the next few minutes, just figuring out where to place one of those and how the entrances and exits to the highway are going to look like. Alright, so I just finished building the highway, and we have that single connection into the city. It was the first time I was using the large intersections for the highway, and that was kind of fun. I enjoyed just building that whole little interchange. Now I will be adding a second entrance into the city, but that's just going to be a simple like road leading up to the highway with exits and entrances. Now in terms of the expanding the city, this area we have here now, I feel like it was a good spot to go in with single family homes, and just because it has good access to the highway, and we just had quite a lot of demand for it, to be honest. Alright, so now I just remember that I had not finished the last section of the 4 sections we had. And then when I came back, I was kind of just disappointed and sad by seeing all the trees that had died. Like, why do the trees die so fast? It's so freaking annoying. So I went in just one by one, removing the dead trees, and I tried my best to get all of them, because it's just a tedious, annoying task, to be honest. And then I went in with some new trees in the area, because the whole point of that like middle section was for it to be this like wooded area with very mature trees, and you have these pathways in the middle where you can like walk from the different streets of the city. But then once you see it like that, it's very annoying. But yeah, I guess I'll have to keep an eye out for the trees that just die randomly. Whatever. So for the last little section here that we have, again, we're doing this just one street coming in, dead end, and then a bunch of these laneways going in different directions. And in terms of height and density, it's going to be a mix of medium density apartments and smaller high density towers. But yeah, even in the middle section of the park, where I put in all those like lime trees along the pathway, There's just a whole bunch of them have died, and I hate that. But yeah, so once this area builds out, we're kind of done with this little area that we created the park in. And aside from the trees, obviously, that pissed me off, I am pretty happy with the area. I just love how there's like different heights. You have some towers sticking out, and then you have that like little um, lower buildings to the right here. I think it's a nice variation of buildings, and with a lot of commercial around it. So now in terms of public transit for this area, I don't think I'll have buses running here, just because it's such a like densely packed area. I think eventually it would be an area served by subway or the metro. So we'll see how that goes. I am kind of scared, to be honest, to get into that whole like public transit stuff. It's just, I gotta kind of like learn it before I try. But yeah, we're kind of done with this area. As I was building these areas, I discovered that once you click on the themes, you can actually select the European buildings as well and build them on the same map. So what I was thinking initially was that you would need to go on a European map from the like beginning of the game in order to be able to build the European style buildings. And it never came across my mind that like that theme where it says theme, you can select it and then change the style of the buildings. So that was pretty cool. I ended up doing quite a lot of buildings in the European architecture, which turned out alright. It's different from the rest of the city, but that's good. You don't want the whole place to look the same. And then this is just the second entrance and exit into the city from the highway that I was talking about. It's very simple. You just have a lane in each direction going out, and then a lane from each direction coming into the city. But yeah, it's pretty cool that you have like access to both the European and North American styles. So potentially you could come up with a lot of variations in terms of different neighborhoods in your city. So I'm kind of excited to explore that and see how it will turn out. All right, so this is the last area we'll be developing in this episode, and this is where I wanted to use the European style buildings. Just because I hadn't really seen how they look like, I wanted to get familiar with the architecture and design of them, so I thought it would be a good chance to go on with them here. This area is going to be more dense in comparison to the single family homes that we built adjacent to it, just because it's closer to the tall towers just south of them, so I don't want them to be too low rise. But for a great majority of them, I am going in with townhomes, and I'm trying to do very small lots. I don't necessarily want like huge lots here because you're still in a pretty dense area if you think about it. And I was aiming for like 2 or 3 tiles in depth, and then along the main road is where I kind of went in with some high density buildings, and the result was different. At first I wasn't a big fan, but as the game goes on, I like it. It's very like uniform. I like it. No, I do like it actually. But yeah, I'll just leave you to it till they fully develop, and you get to decide if you like it or not. Feel free to leave me a comment and give me any suggestions you have. So this is kind of the final look for the first area we built using the European style buildings, and I do find it interesting. It's different from the rest of the city, and I also like how densely packed the whole area is. Even though it's mainly townhomes, they're on the smaller side with just not much backyard space as you would find within many urban centers. And they're pretty nice. I like them. They're very different. Now let me know if you also like it, which one you prefer for me to use in the city. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is a wrap for episode number 3 of King City. Now, if you've made it this far into the video, I do want to send a special thanks to you, and to anyone who just watches my videos. I do hope to continue this series and hopefully come up with new cities in the future. So, if you find any enjoyment in the videos, please like and subscribe. And I'm always open to any suggestions, any advice you have for both the way I play the game and the way I record these videos. So leave me a comment if you have anything you want to share, and I'll be more than happy to read them. And that's pretty much it. Thanks again, and all the best.